Well, Eric Ten Hag has for the very first time broken sirens onto the Kylian Mbappe's transfer to Manchester United. This is Rock and David onto the United Matters channel, and we're here to bring you the latest Manchester United news. Smash the like button. Close to how many times? Close to 300 times, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as we hit 15,000 subscribers. We're also talking Eric Ten Hag's call for the striker, and obviously looks like he's confirming that they are closing in on a striker very soon. Anton Martial's return confirmed by Eric Ten Hag, and obviously sending a message to him that he needs to be at least more fit. And lastly, we are going to discuss about West Ham talks, all hold initial talks for Harry Maguire to be signed by the team and leave Manchester United. So it's really late, but you know we come up with these videos, upload them as we prepare for the Wrexham game in the next 2-3 hours from now. Now, Kylian Mbappe is one of those that has been linked to Manchester United, and for the very first time, a very credible source, Duncan Castles from the Times, and who was he else? There are 2 credible journalists yesterday that confirmed us that United have gone ahead to obviously make an approach of Kylian Mbappe through PSG, and they contacted PSG on whether they're willing to sell Kylian Mbappe. And as it stands, looks like United have interest in Kylian Mbappe. As for Eric Ten Hag, when he came through at Manchester United, no transfer can be made at the club of Manchester United without talking or without asking or inquiring from Eric Ten Hag. And today almost, because it was late in the night, Eric Ten Hag was asked about Kylian Mbappe, and obviously this is what he had to say. He said, "We never speak about players under contract." That is it. And that is a statement known to be spoken by every manager when asked about the players that are being linked to the club, especially players like Lisandro Martinez. He said the same. Anthony, he said the same. That is Eric Ten Hag, and they keep on saying the same things because they feel like that's the only way to obviously overcome that question being asked to them by the media. But to me, that shows you that it's one of those transfers that United are really looking at, as if Eric Ten Hag was not looking at that transfer, would have said, we aren't looking for that player. And you know he's a bold man. He would have gone ahead and obviously said no and told them, no, that's not our latest target and we are looking elsewhere. But as it stands, it looks like he has left the door open for the player, or for the French player, to come to Manchester, meaning that there might be a slim chance for Kylian Mbappe to come to Manchester United, and Eric Ten Hag is not ruling it out to it that he comes in through and plays for the club of Manchester United. Remember, he has refused to put pen and paper to his contract. PSG have decided to dump him, right? And they've gone ahead to offer him 60 million euros if at all he puts pen to paper to just 1 more year. To it that they really hold him for some more year and maybe sell him next summer. But Mbappe believes that the time is now for him to make his advanced move. And he has gone ahead to let the PSG that I'm not going to renew your contract on the 31st of July. That is 5 days from now. And that means PSG will be left with just 1 year on the contract of Kylian Mbappe, and Mbappe will be willing to obviously live on the free in the summer. But the big question is, will PSG be willing to let Kylian Mbappe live on a free in the summer? That is it, because you just can't allow a player whom you can obviously get close to 200 million euros or 150 million euros on and let him live on a free. That is not business. That's why you saw to it that Tim Lewis, the majority shareholder of of Spurs, has gone ahead and told Daniel Levy, you have to sell Harry Kane and get in money, because a club cannot lose 80 million pounds because you feel like you just have your ego and you're going to lose the player on a free. So the same thing applies to to El Khelafi, the president or chairperson of PSG. He wants out Mbappe, but not on a free, but he wants money. And yesterday, a bid came in from Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. Is it Al Ahly? Al Hilal. I think Al Hilal, the champions of Saudi Arabia, and they put up a bid on the table, 300 million euros. PSG accepted the offer, but the player in the names of Kylian Mbappe has not gone ahead to accept the move. That is it. So wait and see how that's going to pan out. But it looks like Kylian Mbappe is one of those that is going to be looked on to move from PSG to either Real Madrid, Manchester United, Saudi Arabia, and many other teams that can afford him. So Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to leave the door open. Now your thoughts are welcome in the comment section below as far as Erik ten Hag's reaction on Kylian Mbappe's transfer is concerned. Do you think Erik ten Hag is obviously just sending a message to us that a deal can be done? Yes? Is he sending us a message that a deal can be done? So let's leave that at that. Now, Ten Hag had something to say about getting a new striker at Manchester United, and these were his words. He said, when asked on progress in getting a new striker, he said, we make progress, yeah, but you know how it works. We will do sorry about that. We will do everything in our power to get it done. we need as soon as possible. Ideally, he would be here, but it's not always possible to make it happen. So it looks like Ten Hag is pushing into it that we'll get in a center forward, and he believes that that player would have already been at Manchester United, but there are some constrictions that are really holding this deal back. One will say, is it Harry Kane or Rasmus Højlund? To me, I think it's Rasmus Højlund, because United is expected to bid for Rasmus Højlund this Thursday. That is tomorrow, because today is already Wednesday. So on Thursday, a bid of Rasmus Højlund for Manchester United is expected to go in, and obviously see whether it's going to get accepted or rejected. As I brought you a story earlier today that United aren't willing to pay more than £60 million, right? So that is it from Erik ten Hag, and he's hinting on us going in for center forward, and he needs him badly, because the player that is the only certified center forward that makes United look better and play better is Anthony Martial. But the problem is he's an injury prone player to an extent that ever since he got a hamstring injury when you're playing Fulham, that was on 3rd June. 3rd was Saturday. Then that means the previous weekend was around which date? Saturday 3rd, Friday 2nd, Thursday 1st, then 31st Wednesday, 30th Tuesday, 29th. All right, it was on the 28th when we played Fulham, and we beat Fulham by 2-0, I think, at Old Trafford. We beat them 2 goals, I think it was 2-1. We beat them 2-1, and obviously they found themselves in a position of really being beaten by Man United. But Anthony Martial was brought on and played just 30 minutes, and he got a hamstring injury. So after getting a hamstring injury, the player has just returned to training. So it shows you that he's just unfit and injury prone, and you cannot really put your season onto a player like him. So Erik ten Hag said the following about Anthony Martial as we prepare for the game of Wrexham and Real Madrid, that today he was in team training. He's a brilliant footballer. He will score goals. We hope he will be fit and stays fit. It is easier when you have a striker in your team. This is not something to hide on, but we all know that every time we play with Anthony Martial, we play a better type of football, and the way we transit in the final third of the opponent is really different. That's why you saw it that in that game when we beat Man City by 2-1, if Rashford was not all selfish, would have gone ahead to see it that we were 2 or 3 goals up in that game before half time, because Anthony Martial released him on several occasions, as he has that quality to get the ball at the half line, turn around, take off like 2-3 players, and obviously find a pass for the speed merchant that is the electrifying Marcus Rashford. So to me, I understand what everyone is going through and hinting on it that we play better when we are having a center forward. So for Erik ten Hag, he knows it, that all we need is a centre forward who's going to be around, and Anton Martial, because of his injury proneness, coming through and obviously play certain games, especially when the other player needs to be rested. And if I really can average like 40 games this season, then that will be better. And that's why Erik ten Hag is not rushing him into this season. That is Anthony Martial for you at the club of Manchester United. You see him in those photos. One, he was with Andre Onana. Here, he was with Andre Onana. And here, he was taking part into first team training today. And he might be ready to see to it that he faces the next team you're going to play. But I don't see him play against Real Madrid, maybe against Borussia Dortmund. That is maybe over the, I think next week, midweek, not so, before they fly back to play Rennes and Atletico Bilbao. So that is it, coming in from Erik ten Hag as far as the player who dons shirt number 9 of Man United, Anton Martial, is really concerned. But remember, he is one of those players that Saudi Arabia is going to hate to show interest in, and they want to obviously get him on the park. That is Anton Martial. Now, after that, we are having here that tweet coming in from Seth Demeth of Sky Sports. It's all about Harry Maguire. United are really looking forward to selling more players after selling Teles, Elanga, Zidane Iqbal, and he's called Laird. So then we've been told that West Ham have held initial talks with Manchester United over Harry Maguire and McTominay. There is a gap in valuation for both players. United see them as very important members of the squad. It would require very big bids for United to ever consider a sale. To me, I obviously downplay the statement of Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire being important members to the squad. You know, if you're always on the bench, how are you an important member to the squad? Explain it to me so that it makes sense to me. To me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. You can't be benched all time and be referred to as one of the most important members of the squad. That is out. That is strictly out. And for my case, I'd have to let you know that that's a farce. You know, it's insanical for a certified journalist who works on Sky Sports, that is damaged, to come out and really call Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire important members of the squad. Do you know what the word important means? That the squad can't do without you. If you tell me that Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane are important members of the squad, I say yes. You know, if you tell me that Lindelof is an important member of the squad, I say yes. Because even if Rafael Varane gets injured, or Lisandro Martinez will come in through and obviously will feel like he can really get the job over the line. Casemiro, important member of the squad. Sancho, important member of the squad. If you might be making the bench, you know, but what's your impact when you really want to see this team go forward? Because, guys, be real to yourselves. Have you ever been there and obviously called for Harry Maguire or Scott McTominay to come on when the team of Man United is really wanting a win? Or when you want us to protect a win? No way. Ten Hag just does that because this club doesn't have money to obviously take off these players and obviously get in others. And if at all he gets the money power, trust me, he will move them on. So to me, I don't see them as important members of the squad, but West Ham coming for both of them is really great. And if at all it happens and they take them, that will be some great business for Man United to fetch in close to £70 million from the two sales. So guys, your thoughts on to Ten Hag breaking silence on Mbappe's transfer to Manchester United are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Anton Martial returning to full training as Erik ten Hag defends him and obviously calls for his being fit forever? And lastly, what do you make about Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay? Do you think they are important members of the squad of Manchester United? To me, I say no. On your side, I don't know what you see in those two players. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God protect you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. And I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Don't forget to say a prayer before to go to bed, and may Allah grant you the best of luck and success that you guys deserve. I sign out for now. See you later. Ciao, ciao.